Hey kids, it's JJ again. I just had a few people on my channel, one of which being my buddy Zebra FPV, that asked, how do you get those Star Wars sounds on your quad? So this is what that's going to be. I'm going to make this as short and sweet as possible. So what you need to do, open up Betaflight and on your computer and just leave it minimized. You don't need it to be connected or anything like that. Then open the BL Heli configurator. This is a Chrome app, okay? Just like Betaflight. And what you're going to do, you're going to be using Betaflight as a pass-through for hooking this up. So here's the order you do this in. You go ahead and plug your quad in to your USB, all right? And it should say COM whatever. Yours might say COM 5, mine says COM 21. And make sure your Betaflight says the same COM number, okay? But don't connect to Betaflight, that part's important. Then hit connect on your BL Heli suite, and it should show you all this stuff up here. Boom. Okay. Then, with your props off, kids, connect your battery to your quadcopter. And you can't hear it, but I just did that. Then, after it's connected, hit read setup, which is down here in this corner. Bam. Easy enough. I'm not going to go over any of the BL Heli configuration stuff. That's a different video. This is just to get those tones. What you want to do is go into Flash All, and it'll come up with your version type, which is a GL30 in my case, and we're going to select it. If you're running, this is a whole different devil. This is for Betaflight 3.2. That's if you want your beeper to come through your motors, things like that. And this is the one you want, 16.67 RC BL Heli multi-shot. Select that and hit flash. And you will see your bars start accumulating, and it's relatively quick. Depending on the processor, I've got F4s that go kind of slow. I've got F3s that go kind of slow. I got F3s that go kind of fast. So I guess I will go through these a little bit over here. Programming by transmitter. This is only used if you're going to manually calibrate ESCs, like with one-shot or multi-shot, things like that. If you're using D-Shot 600, that is strictly digital, so take this off. You don't need it. Startup power, depending on the motors you're using, usually just leave that alone. Temperature protection, disabled. Always, always, always disable this, because if your ESCs get too hot, say you're flying on a nice summer day or out in the desert, as some of us may be, and they get too hot, this bitch is going to fall out of the sky. You do not want that. Low RPM protection, you do want that on. That basically means if you get stuck into a tree or stuck in the ground and you don't disarm fast enough, if it feels resistance on the feedback, it'll automatically stop and keep from burning stuff up. So that's a good one to have. Brake on stop. I use this for micro quads and my big quads, but micro quads all the time. This keeps me from blowing up propellers. Basically, if you know you're going to come into a crash or something and you disarm fast, bam, it'll use regenerative braking and it will stop your motor instantly, and it helps to keep from breaking props on micros. Demag compensation, this depends on your motor as well. I'm not going to get into that. Motor timing, also motor dependent. Okay, so that's easy enough. Beacon strength. You can actually have this thing beep. I usually put it on 2 minutes and put my beacon strength fairly high up. And basically what that means is if your battery is, if your motors are powered up but not armed within 2 minutes, they'll start beeping. So if you lose your model somewhere out in the field somewhere, this will automatically beep for you. So that's actually kind of cool. I do set this up. This is almost done. I'm going to open a different file here. Just move this out of the way. No big deal. While that's finishing flashing. Okay. And that is now done. So here's the trick. If you set this to 1, your beep strength, now that you have this flashed, okay, your 16.67, if you have it flashed and you set this to 1, your beep strength, that will put you in what we call stealth mode, meaning your ESCs will not beep at all when you plug them in, which is actually kind of cool. If you go to 90, 90, if I remember right, let me double check, is standard, your standard ESC beeping that we're all used to. If you click on this little button here and then just arrow to the right, it's easier to make these adjustments. I'm just arrowing. 91 gives you Star Wars. 92 gives you crazy start tones. 93 gives you Game of Thrones, and 94 gives you HG startup tone. So if we want it on Star Wars, put that your beep strength on 91 and hit right setup right here. And you'll see it writing up here. Now check it out. You should be able to hear this once I disconnect it. Disconnect. Pretty sweet. There you go. It'll still do its beeps. Let's see if it'll let me reconnect real quick. It does, okay. Sometimes it doesn't, and you'll have to reboot, you know, disconnect your controller, like, oh, there it goes. It's not letting me connect. So we're going to power off, power back on. Okay, reconnect. Read setup. And just to give you an idea, I'm not going to go through all the tones. You guys can play with them. We'll go through the Game of Thrones. And or is that what it was? And I will also paste this little bit of info in the description so you guys know what the numbers mean. So Game of Thrones is 93. Star Wars is 91. Okay, hit right. And we'll disconnect. And that is all there is to it, kids. So if you have any questions, please let me know. It's fun to play with. But so Star Wars and all that stuff. But I'll paste this little bit of information in the description so you know which numbers do what. And like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. And keep shiny side up. Until the next time, kids, subscribe. And if you want to. If not, the hell with you. Either way. And Zebra FPV, you're the one that asked me to do this, brother. And a couple other people did too, actually. So there you go. Let me know if you guys have any problems. Talk to you later. Bye.